Picture this. You walk into the grocery store with $50, but by the time you reach the checkout, it's not enough to cover what you bought just last week. Fast forward a month, and the same $50 won't even buy you a single loaf of bread. That's not a bad dream, it's hyperinflation. So, what is hyperinflation? Well, let's start with regular inflation. It's when the cost of everyday goods and services gradually go up over time. Things like groceries, gas, or rent. That's a normal part of a growing, healthy economy. But hyperinflation is a whole different beast. It's when prices don't just rise, they skyrocket. At such a pace that money loses value almost overnight. Imagine your grocery store bill doubling every few weeks. That's hyperinflation, when the entire economic system spins out of control. Economists define it as inflation over 50% per month. Think about it. Something that cost $100 in January could cost over $1,500 by April. Savings accounts, useless. Paychecks, gone before you can even spend them. So, how does it happen? How does a country get here? It usually starts with governments printing way too much money. Printing more money weakens the value of each dollar, causing product prices to also go up. But it doesn't stop there. Add in huge government debt, loss of trust in the currency, and political chaos. And suddenly, people rush to spend their money today because tomorrow it'll be worthless. The cycle feeds on itself, and prices skyrocket. Now here's where it gets wild. Germany 1920. Prices doubled every few days. People carried wheelbarrows of cash just to buy bread. Zimbabwe in 2008. Inflation hit 79 billion%. They ended up printing a $100 trillion bill, and it still couldn't buy a decent meal. Venezuela 2010. Families spent their paychecks on groceries the same day they got paid, because by tomorrow, they couldn't afford them. These aren't just numbers, they're warnings on how fast an economy can crumble. Here's why hyperinflation is so devastating. Savings vanish overnight. Businesses collapse because nobody can plan for tomorrow. Confidence dies. And once people lose faith in a currency, it's nearly impossible to rebuild. It's not just about money, it's about survival. So what do people do when their money is dying? They run to alternatives like gold and silver, harder assets that hold value. Real estate, something you can live in, not just paper money. Foreign currencies that are more stable, and more recently, cryptocurrency. The lesson, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Diversification is your shield. Hyperinflation sounds like a history lesson, but it's also a warning. No one thinks it will happen until it does. Another unexpected crisis was the 2008 financial crisis. To learn about how this event reshaped the global financial system, click the link on screen. If this opened your eyes, hit that like button and subscribe. We post weekly reels and new videos on Fridays to help you understand the finance world. Other than that, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Remember to always save smart and invest smarter.